Hello and welcome to a special edition of Frogs Hollow TV. My name's Toby Cooper, and on tonight's show I'll bring you full previews of both the Finke Desert Race and the Nandaly 300, including insights from defending Finke champion Beau Robinson, Frogs Hollow TV major partner Glenn Brinkman, two-time Australian champion Daren Wells, North Queensland young gun Kye Camilleri, Loveday 400 promoter Tony Whateley, and Sea Lake Club president Darren Mott. It's certainly a show not to miss. So straight into our 2025 Tats Finke Desert Race preview, round 2 of the AORC. And what better way to start than chatting to the defending champion himself, Beau Robinson. Enjoy. It's an honour welcoming on to this special edition of Frogs Hollow TV, defending Finke champion Beau Robinson, live from Alice Springs. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, bud. How are you?
Good. Tell us a bit about your prep.
Yeah, just been beating ourselves silly for a few days. It certainly doesn't get any easier. So, but it's all good. We're just, just taking it all in as usual. It's good. No, it's all good.
How's the truck, mate? A little late drama at Finke.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's always something. So, no, you're never done learning with these fucking things. So, we just, it's a bit of a weird one at Finke, but yeah, obviously learnt from it. So we're better for it. But no, everything's good. The boys done a great job. I think it looks unreal. Looks brand new, actually. I'll show you in a minute. But it's all sweet. So we're ready to roll. Sort of. Hopefully we can 2 from 2. We'll see.
The track this year, some say the conditions have been a little softer and rougher in places and past edition. What's your thoughts on the track?
It's the same story every year, isn't it? You know. It's always. I mean, yes and no. It's almost identical to last year as far as like it's had a bit of rain and that side of it. But I would say it's rough. There's not a lot of areas where I wouldn't say there's more than a kilometre at a time that's not got something, whether it's whoops or rocks or whatever. So, but it's always been like that anyway. It's always a challenge. And sometimes when it's not rough and it's faster, well, it can be worse on the gear anyway. So.
Last year you were dominant, mate. Took the prologue win, had about a minute lead over Billy Geddes going down and extended it to a 5-minute victory. Does your mindset change heading into this weekend? It's just the same as it has been since day dot.
No, we're pretty keen to keep it going. We had a pretty good run last year, obviously, and that's what we plan on doing this year. But you never know. Got the trucks will be out in force this year, and not that they're not usually, but it's just, there's always another new challenge. And, as I said, there's been a bit of rain this year and prologue course is wet and, track's wet. There's always something to pop up. So, we'll be on our toes either way.
What would it mean to you to be the ninth competitor to win multiple Finke Desert Race titles on 4 wheels this weekend?
Yeah, that'd be good, It's just, that's the way life works too, try hard and, for so many years and, it sort of feels like not that it's easy, but there's a fair bit of pressure off us now, and that's a good thing, and I think that'll help us. And we've been pretty smart last few years, so we'll just take it as it comes. And again, the boys have done a great job. I'll show you around in a second, but that'll be good. It's you look at Walshy, winning 5. Bryce, he's won his fair share. Wrenchy's obviously done crazy over the years, fellows. So we could keep chipping away. It'd be good to join those sort of names, but either way, mate, we're just happy about last year, and we're just good to get away from home, get away from work for a bit. So, no complaints. Oh, the boys going crazy in here. There's fucking noise everywhere.
And Huddy's in the silly seat again.
Yeah, Huddy just fucking look at him. He's athlete. Hey, mate.
Huddy.
Boys are into it. No, mate, he's on.
No, very good, mate. Thanks for
get down to Bojangles.
Thanks for your time. Go and enjoy your Tuesday afternoon, and good luck to yourself and the entire ABR team this weekend, heading for back-to-back Finke titles.
Thanks, brother. I'll speak to you. Thanks again.
No worries, mate. There he is. I'd like to welcome to Frogs Hollow TV, major sponsor on the Brink Motorsport, Glenn Brinkman, all the way from Loveday Tavern. How are you, mate?
Thanks, Toby. Yeah, good, mate. Happy to be on Frogs Hollow TV finally.
Yes. How'd you go today? I know your first test drive of the new kick-ass Can-Am Maverick R. I know it's been in the pipeline for a while now, but you're finally underway.
Yeah, look, I bought it last year. I wasn't too sure when we were going to do something, and it was like 4 weeks ago we decided, we're going to run the car. So, it's all been built in pretty much 4 weeks. And, most of the stuff's bolt-on, so that's pretty good. But, today was the first drive. I'd driven it 200 metres prior to that up the driveway as a standard road car. But, it's something else to believe how much power they got compared to the X3. They're just amazing. I was a bit nervous about it to get in it first today, but a few kilometres down the road on these tracks of Tony's at Loveday, and it was it felt like a glove, fitted like a glove.
So now, obviously, you and the team head north to Alice Springs. I think you're heading off tomorrow for the 2025 Finke Desert Race. Yeah.
Look, we got a little bit late in testing today, so we're going to stay and do a bit more testing tomorrow. I think that Scott and with Tony Whateley, and I think we've now got the suspension pretty good. So we'll give it a bit of a run tomorrow morning, and then hopefully hit the road by lunchtime and get up to Alice for Tuesday and go have a bit of a look down the track Wednesday, Thursday. But pretty excited now. These are the whoops here are really good just for setting the track up, so setting the car up. So I think I think we'll have something that's pretty close.
Yeah. And who's navigating for you this weekend?
Yeah, Jackie's added it to her bucket list. So, Jackie Hughes is having a run. She normally does the rally stuff, bit of off-road with me. But, I'm looking forward to taking a different Navi down there again each year. So, it's never had the same one, but it's they all enjoy it. So it's a good experience.
Last year you were close to the podium. Any expectations, or you just sort of take it as it comes and see where you end up? Hopefully just get down and back.
Look, get down and back with a new car with no dramas is the ideal run. And I think, as you know, Finke can throw anything at people. You go from hero to zero pretty quick in that event. So, a good clean run will be what I'm chasing. And, we'll just see where that lands. Probably, once you drive down to Finke, you have a bit of a look, and that gives you an idea on whether you're on the pace or off the pace. So, but it finishes number one.
Yeah, awesome. Also see you back in the swings in the rally scene. This time last week, incredibly, you were over in WA at the Forest Rally, battling Toby Price and co. You get about, mate?
Yeah, it's good. That's only my second rally this year. So, given this time last year, I would have done 8 or 9 events. So it was a little bit rusty. Took Toby along for the competition, and he flogged me as I expected. But it's good having him involved, and good to be back rallying again. And in the same car, we're in identical cars in the WRX Challenge, so it's good to see what a star driver can do with one of those cars.
How good's the Loveday Tavern? Talked to Tony earlier. Beautiful part of the world, and I'm sure he's going to put on another banger event in about 6 weeks' time.
Yeah, I'm going to do my best to get here. I've got a bit of a clash, but look, Tony and Jody and Toby, they're just amazing people that anything you ask for, they just jump out, and they can't be more helpful. So it's just a perfect place to come for camping, holiday, and do a bit of off road as well. So much thanks to them and letting us pair up their tracks to set everything up. There's a few guys here. I think they all appreciate how he just opens it up to us, and lets us get set up. So amazing people.
The perfect backyard. Anyone you like to thank to getting yourself to the start-finish line next weekend?
Obviously, Kick-Ass 12-volt products and Autosport. They're my major sponsors that help me out.
Mm-hmm.
And just, all my crew that just, they don't care. You say drive to Western Australia, they drive to Western Australia, drive to Alice Springs, off they go. So, it's all quite the adventure for them. So, mostly just the team and the family and a couple of sponsors there. But, it's a good group effort. It's always a good weekend away.
Lastly, thanks again for everything you do for Frogs Hollow TV. We're kicking some goals this year, which is great, and people like yourself have made it all possible, and hopefully, just keep the dream alive.
No worries, Toby. Happy to be involved, mate. And the show looks amazing. So keep up the good work.
Thanks, mate. All the best this weekend in Alice Springs. Safe travels, and just enjoy it, you and the team, and we'll talk soon.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
There we go, Glenn Brinkman. I'd like to welcome to Frogs Hollow TV for a full Finke preview. Two-time Australian off-road champion Daren Wells. How are you, Wellsy?
Oh, good, mate. Thanks for having me on Frogs Hollow again. It's great, mate. It's, of course, we're up to the 49th running of the Finke Desert Race again. Well, they just keep coming around. Next year will probably be a real big one with the 50th.
Yeah.
But I was having a look at the entries today, mate. Gee whiz, it's going to be a crackerjack up the front there, isn't it?
You could throw a blanket over, I say, geez, a dozen to 15 competitors that are a genuine chance of an outright victory, and to add their name to that elusive list of champions at Finke.
Yeah, it certainly is. When I looked at the entry list today, well, I mean, outright, how could you go past Trav Robinson and Beau Robinson and the new Mason trucks?
Mm.
You know, that's what they're built for. They're built for that. I was looking at a bit of footage there of Beau last year when he was coming up behind, or the year before when he came up behind Mark Burrows. Yeah. Gee whiz, it travels across the ground quick, that Mason. Mm. And I believe Travis has been over in the States running his new four-wheel drive truck down at Plaster City. Yep. With the McMillan boys. So he's done a fair bit of driving in it. It's not as if he's just getting into it.
Yeah.
And if that thing stays together, it'll be up the pointy end. It's all-wheel drive. It's actually about 6 or 7 inches wider than Beau's truck. Yeah. Beau's truck's a two-wheel drive. Still, I think Beau's truck's a good package because the four-wheel drive trucks, what I've seen, the Mason trucks in the States, not one of them have ever finished a race with the whole four-wheel drive working. They seem to knock out the front diffs on them or the tail shafts pretty quick.
Yeah,
with the constant hammering.
Just quickly on Beau, defending champion. He always wanted to win that Finke event. He's got that off his back, so he'll just be full hammer the whole weekend, Beau.
Oh, gee whiz. Last year I was so pleased for him to win it because as we all know that he had Brian in the back seat all the way down, and which is his dad, because his dad passed away a few years ago now, and those boys have been going to the Finke for quite a number of years now, and all they ever did was want to win it. And of course, Beau was the first one out of the family to win it. Now it's Trav's turn.
Across the ditch competitor, Boston Morgan Horan, Wellsy. I think he's shown his capabilities. I mean, that footage of him at Kalgoorlie last year when he went past Alan Dixon, and Alan Dixon's no slouch, but he turned up the heat in the West. He was right on the pace at Perncary, heading for a victory in my eyes, and had a bit of an incident. But what do you think? I think he's a genuine chance.
Well, he certainly is. I've seen him at a lot of races, and he only knows one pace, and that's flat out. And of course, he's a young bloke, and he's got big kahunas, and he just loves driving the wheels off that thing. Last year I saw him at where was it? The Pines. Man, oh man, that thing was really hooking. So I believe that Geyser Brothers truck will be right up the pointy end. I don't know if he doesn't break it, of course.
Denny Brown, I know a competitor you know very well in the turbo Illumi craft. He's another that's, if he gets everything go his way, I can't see why Denny can't win it either.
Danny really is. He was my pick to actually run third behind the two Robinson brothers outright. I reckon Danny and George Apted, of course, his navigator, they're always up the pointy end. If they prologue well, they'll certainly be up there. Of course, Danny now has got the 3.5 litre twin turbo Nissan Skyline engine in that thing. It's a brand new motor, and he's just upgraded the gearbox in that, so it's got a Hollinger 6-speed paddle shift in it. So it certainly makes time, and I know they dynoed it recently, and she was putting out about 900 at the rear wheel. So a bit scary to drive, I would have thought.
I'd say so. Last year's runners-up, Billy Geddes and Brett Comiskey in the Tisco truck. You can't rule them out. I mean, they're always in for a big run, I'd say.
Well, we've got Brett Comiskey. We've also got Smoothie in the four-wheel drive Mason truck as well. You know, if their preparation's up to scratch, they'll all be in the top 10 somewhere. Those trucks are really a force to be reckoned with. They're certainly faster than a buggy. But we saw some buggies last year come home fast. Like young Zaka came home real quick last year.
Kent Battle was right up there, so if he holds that sort of return form back, you just never know. And I mean, we saw Nick Cummins a couple of years ago went from 27th or 8th on the grid to 5th or 6th in the Apertura. So there's a lot of chances. Josh Howes is another one who's one of the last to enter the race. Wellesley, I know you know these guys pretty well, and one of my favourites.
Yeah, Josh can't take a trick lately. Gee, everything's happened to the poor bugger. But no, look, it'll certainly go well. But another one that I've been looking at too is Royden Bailey in the Element car. He's been going. He's had a terrific year. It's been going well. And Ken Battle. Of course, what about the old sly dog, Mark Burrows?
Yes,
he'll be there. Yeah, Mark's run every Finke race there's been.
Yeah.
So, and he always seems to be in the top 10 somewhere.
Yeah, that's right.
His preparation is second to none. He'll certainly be there. But I've written down a couple of people here, Josh Wilson and Josh Ferguson in the Jimcos. Those two guys, they've been going extremely well lately.
Yeah.
So Josh Wilson up at Pooncarie went well, and right behind him was Josh Ferguson.
Can't agree with you more there, Wellesley. I mean, Ferguson was, I think, second or third outright at Loveday, sort of Saturday afternoon last year, in his debut run in that Jimco. That's the Chasemore Jimco. I know you know about that car as well, but two definite dark horses. And we didn't touch on, I know you've had a lot to do with this guy as well, Matty Hansen. What do you reckon?
Matty Hansen was on the dyno the other night. He did an engine at Pooncarie. Again, Matt's been plagued with engine troubles over the last few years. I think the last 8 Finks, he hasn't even got down the other end. So he got his engine back the other night, and he said he wasn't going to go if he had any trouble on the dyno. He put it on the dyno, and it ran faultlessly on the dyno. So we know Matt, he'll be a force to be reckoned with, but unfortunately, we all know he hasn't had enough seat time. He won Portland at the start of the year, but that was only a little short race. But you've got to have seat time in these cars. And I know years ago when I was driving off-road, the more I spent in the car, the better I got. So it was all about entering more races and getting a lot more seat time and trying to finish races.
Yeah.
So the guys that have got seat time, they'll be up the pointy end.
Also, you can't rule out Wellesley Kye Camilleri, the North Queensland young gun. He's had a couple of good qualifying results over the past 12 months, just hasn't been able to put it all together for a few mechanical issues. Aaron James is another, finished second outright, I think, a couple of years ago behind Toby Price. Hasn't had the best sort of 2 or 3 seasons, but Aaron James in his single-seat Illumicraft cannot be counted out. Just before we go into our classes, Wellesley, we didn't mention Brad Gallard. You've always got to give Brad Gallard a chance, don't you?
Yeah, well, you do, but Brad doesn't do enough driving, and you only ever see Brad at the Finke. You never really see him anywhere else. So I don't think he really does enough driving in that trophy truck.
Yeah.
He comes out once a year, runs out, and then puts it away again. He's obviously a busy man with business.
Yeah.
But I think we got to talk about the guys that have a lot of racing under their belt, and they do a lot of racing during the course of the year.
Yeah. And also Brad Gallard's actually he's purchased the ex-Patriot Campers Get Performance truck this weekend. So only just the last couple of weeks. So it's a new truck to the stable there for Gallard. So it'll be interesting to see how he and Dean Keys go this weekend. Now into our classes, Wellesley. We'll start with the Pro Light. I think there's 6 Pro Light competitors to do battle. The standout cars for me, you can't go past Matty Burrows. Talk about his father being consistent. Matty Burrows' his last 2 or 3 seasons in the ARB Championship have been second to none. Johnny Towers from the Hunter Valley, he's always quick, and the local veteran Lockie Weir knows the track better than most. So I think they'll be sort of the 3 leading charges.
And, of course, the other one in that class is Alan Dixon.
Yeah.
So he goes there every year as well. But Matthew Burrows, the preparation on that car recently, I speak to Mark quite a bit on the phone, and they've all new Heim joints, all the shockers have been rebuilt, new engine, gearbox has been done. Matthew's a good little driver. He's a bit like his old man. He's a consistent driver. He'll be there at the end, and he pushes it pretty hard. But as you said, Lockie Weir, he goes when he's going.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it certainly does. So, no, that class will certainly be one to watch. There's not many in each classes. I noticed in Super 1650, there's only 4 cars in that class, and they're 4 people that I don't even know. So I can't give you any history on any of those guys.
All Northern Territory cars, I believe. Clayton Agnew, I think, has got a bit of a connection with Andrew Moles. I see they've just released a new livery there on the little Hornet buggy. So, and Jerry Coote in the 296 homemade Super 1650. So, yeah, I'm a bit the same. That'll be an interesting battle. We've got 16 extreme two-wheel drives. We've mentioned the notable cars there, Wellesley, the Commons brothers, the Westlime crew, Nick and Andrew, so they'll always be thereabouts. Any other?
Well, what about Jamie Knight from Gundawindi?
I was just
Jamie Knight.
Yeah,
he's down from, and Brett Taylor too. Of course, he's in the he runs every year, Brett, and he goes well. He's always a finisher there.
I think
Jamie Knight's got that thing sorted out now too.
Yeah, no, he's going very well in that truck.
But of course, Beau Robinson's going to be hard to beat, and so is Boston Horan in that class. Gee, if they keep going.
I think this is Brett Taylor's 33rd or 34th think. Like he's nearly done them all, like you said. So we wish him all the best. Michael Doolan, another one that is in that new Brental 7 litre. If he sort of puts it all together, 16 extreme two-wheel drives. There's no performance two-wheel drives this weekend, Wellesley, but there's plenty of side-by-side pros. 38 all up. What's your take on that?
Yeah, well, I was looking at all the side-by-sides today, and I don't know. I can't go past Greg Campbell. Greg just does so much driving. His preparation second to none. Of course, you got Jeff McNiven and Glenn Ackroyd there as well. But Greg Campbell, he does it with his son, and every race meeting they go to, that thing is always at the pointy end.
Yeah.
So they will be at the end. Jeff McNiven goes hard, go hard or go home. And, of course, Glenn Ackroyd's got number 3 on the car because, he's been going extremely well the last couple of years.
I think he's going for his 4th ORC class victory in a row, which is, yourself, Wiley, it doesn't matter who you're against, that's a mean feat.
Yeah, and, of course, the side-by-side classes are always the biggest classes at the Finke.
Yeah.
And really we do need those guys, and it's a good class, really. Over the years, I've noticed the Can-Ams and that, they're getting bigger. They're as big as a full-blown buggy now when you look at them, and they've got Fox shocks all the way around. They handle extremely well. They're a full-blown race car now.
Yeah. Other names to mention, Zach Marsh in his first run of the new Can-Am R. He's always quick. Glenn Brinkman, same thing, debuting his new Can-Am R. Lachlan Bailey from South Australia, always a quick peddler. Troy Beshman, Craig Anderson from up on the mid-north coast of New South Wales. The side-by-side sport class, only the 2 competitors. That's obviously the naturally aspirated class in the side-by-side. John White up from Tasmania in the Honda, and then Rossi Newman from Warwick making his Finke Desert debut. He's raced all around Australia the last 5 or 6 years, and he's become a bit of a cult hero across the tracks, Wellesley, but he's heading to Finke for the first time.
It's interesting when you said that there's a Honda coming. You never see those Hondas race at all, do you? And he's bringing it up from Tasmania. Yeah. So I wish them all the best, those boys. And Class 10, I was looking at that today. Well, I know for a fact that Rod Visser has been in Alice Springs for about 2 weeks pre-running the course. Yeah, right. So Rod goes to the Finke every year, and of course he's got the new Illumicraft there, which is the same as Bowie's car. So they were built nearly side by side, those 2 cars. Rod's had a little bit of engine trouble throughout the season, but he's got another new engine in for this weekend. Sam Bentley, he's been going quite well in his car as well. So Sam pedals along very well. So I think those two guys.
I think Paul Tinger's there, and the Monty Salvo twins, Patriot Campers boys from the Gold Coast. They'll be in the mix as well. Jeff Pickering, 14-time production four-wheel drive champion, takes on the American in the production four-wheel drive battle.
How would you go racing against Jeff?
Yeah.
You go out there like that bloke must have a spine like an iron rod, because those cars don't do it easy, and especially at the Finke. Jeff's just such a lovely guy to talk to, and I'm tipping that he's in his 80s now.
He'd have to. Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah, certainly done a lot of off-road racing.
Have
we missed the class?
It's just the extreme four-wheel drive class. So Trav Robinson, Hayden Bentley, Dan McKenzie, and Brent Smoothie. Talk about a quality but not quantity class there.
Bentley, this is the first time we're going to see Hayden with the truck there, the four-wheel drive truck, because the last 3 years in a row he's blown it up on the dyno a week before the Finke.
Mm-hmm.
So the other night I heard that he dynoed it and it didn't blow up, so he's going. So they're bringing up 3 cars. So the Bentleys are certainly there in full force.
Yeah.
But Trav Robinson, if that thing keeps going, I think he'll certainly take home the chocolates.
So,
but it'll certainly be a full-on weekend.
It will, mate. It's going to be very entertaining to watch. So, any last words on Finke 25? What's your top 3 or 5 there, Wellesley?
No, I'll tell you my top 5. So my top 5 it'll be first and second will be between the two Robinsons, Trav Robinson and Beau Robinson. Third will be Danny Brown. Fourth will be either Royden Bailey or Ken Battle. And then we've got Mark Burrows following up the rear. So that's my 5 or 6 for the weekend. So, and you know what? Someone will always sneak in on us.
100%. Lee Wells has just give us a bit of a shout-out all the way from Fiji. His tips, Trav Robinson, Beau Robinson, Brad Gallard, Denny Brown, Matty Hansen, his top 5. I'm going to throw one out there. I reckon young Boston Morgan Horan could upset the apple cart in Alice. I think I'm tipping him for a victory. I think Beau Robinson will finish in second. I like Matty Hansen this weekend. Always got him in my top 5. Josh Howes, I think, will be there. And one we actually didn't mention, but I'm going to throw him in my top 5, Aaron James.
And I've got to mention Andy Brown too, because he certainly has a crack every year and he's always up there. And Andy's preparation on his car is second to none. He's got that brand new V8 Nissan V8 supercar engine in the back of it now.
Yeah.
Certainly, and that thing puts out about 800 horsepower too. So, it's in a beautiful car as well. So Andy will be up there.
Yeah. No. Well, I agree, mate. It's going to be one of those things. How do you ever know the fruitfulness of off-road racing? That's for sure. Thanks for your time, Wellesley. Enjoy the weekend watching on from home, like myself, and we'll catch up next week post Finke.
Thanks for having me on. Thanks, everybody.
I'd like to welcome to Frogs Hollow TV, North Queensland young gun Kye Camilleri. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Yourself?
Good, going all right. How was your trip to Alice? I know it takes you about a bit over 24 hours from central Queensland out Mackay. It's all part of the adventure, though, isn't it?
Yeah, we left Mackay at 12 o'clock midnight on Saturday and got here. Yeah, just did a 19-hour drive to Barclay and then the 7-hour drive to Alice. So, yeah, not a bad trip, but, yeah.
And you got a few of your mates and Luke Hendry with you this week. I know your mum and dad are flying in, but the vibe's good in the camp?
Yeah, we had a good night last night. We just went to dinner and had a few drinks and then come back. So, yeah, we're having a bit of fun out here before the race starts, but, yeah.
And let's talk a bit about the Jimco there behind, Red Nut Racing, of course. How's the prep been? I know you had a few little issues at Charters Towers last month, but that's all sorted?
Yeah. So the problem started from Gundy last year. We broke the front brake caliper, and that's just split the front wheel speed sensor wire, and that's the same wires running through the ECU box to the crank angle sensor. And I was just putting it in limp mode. So, yeah, we found that thanks. Luke Hendry and Tony DiVerdio found that. So, big shout out to them.
Also, it took many positives away from last year. I know you had a few outings. You qualified 10th at Gundawindi, 15th at Finke last June, and your third outright after day one at the Don River. A few little mechanical issues sort of crept into the weekend for you guys, but you must still have plenty of confidence heading into the weekend.
Yeah, so hopefully all the little gremlins are out from last year. So the car felt awesome at Don River. It was only that crank angle sensor that let us down. So found that. Hopefully everything's all right now. And
other than finishing, I know you'd love a clean run down and back with Luke Henry besides you for the team. Is there sort of an end goal for you? Like you're sort of thinking like a top 10 would be great, even like sneaking into the top 5. What's sort of the mindset heading in, mate?
Yeah, me and Luke had a talk. We definitely want to get top 5 in prologue, and then just hopefully clean run there and back, and that would put us in a good spot for the race. The dirt out here is just prime at the moment. So I've been talking to a few people. Apparently the track's really rough. We only went to about 30k last night to have a little bit of a look, but should be right.
And you are obviously playing. It's only Tuesday morning up there in the desert. You're planning on doing a couple of pre-runs this week, rest of the week?
Yeah, we're pre-run Wednesday. We should do a full run to Upshur and back. So we'll get all our notes sorted and get a look at the track.
And anyone you'd like to thank, mate, for getting you to the Finke Desert Race start line this weekend?
Yeah, just like to thank Comiskey Mining Services, Autobar Mackay, International Earthmoving Equipment, Complete Components, Toyo Tyres, Method Race Wheels, Big Camo Source, all fabrication specialists. And just a special thanks to Wayne Sunter Race Engines down south for the shocks, Luke Hendry, Mum and Dad, and all my mates that drove from Mackay. You've
got a great crew of supporters and sponsors around you, mate, that's for sure. One, I'm sure you'd like to get one up on Brett Comiskey this weekend.
I reckon I got the old boy.
Very good. Anyway, Kye, thanks for joining me this morning on Frogs Hollow TV. Massive good luck to you and the entire team this weekend at the Finke Desert Race. Enjoy the ride and, importantly, stay safe, mate.
Thank you.
I'd like to welcome to Frogs Hollow TV, Loveday 400 event promoter, Tony Whateley. How are you, Tony?
Yeah, going good. Need a haircut, but I'm going all right.
You're going all right? How's things down there in beautiful SA?
Yeah, good. It's very dry down here. We could do with some of the Queensland rain down here. There's a lot of dust around at the moment, but it looks like next week we're going to start getting some of that wetness, which will be good.
And you've had a few teams heading up to Finke there today, doing a bit of running on that little brutal track of yours.
Yeah, yesterday we had the Hurst crew here, Keith Hurst, with his guys at the old Paul wheel truck. Brett Lewis is in the shed doing a torque converter. He buggered that up. And then we got Brinkman's crew here with his new car. He'd done 200 metres on it, so they're putting some Ks on that and playing around, just trying to get a bit of setup happening with that. So, a couple more coming in tomorrow and Monday. So, it's be a bit of a stopover point to bash across my whoops.
Very good. You're not, Team Loveday is not heading up to Finke this year to compete?
Nah, with that diff blowing on the Can-Am at Pooncarie, that sort of went with that. And, we still got to put a bit of effort into the truck to finish that off and get that up to a reliable vehicle. So, being a long weekend for us, we put business first this year and we'll get a heap of campers in here and look after them instead and smash out a few hot laps and sit there and watch the live stream, hopefully.
Yeah, sounds good. And after Finke, we all head down to your neck of the woods for the 2025 Loveday 400. It's come up pretty quick.
It is coming up quick. It's actually very exciting. And, this year we've got a bit more happening. We're going to have the helicopters in this year, so people will be able to book a chase lap with a helicopter, and it's very reasonably priced. Literally, one lap chase lap is going to be $1,050, and that's for 3 people in it. So, where else do you get, $350 each for a half-hour ride? So
that's right.
Yeah, well, maybe not some of the faster boys. It's only a 25-minute ride, but
in the field. You're expecting another quality lineup down there for round 3 of the ORC?
Yeah, I am. I think it should be good. I think last year done good for us. Sort of that stigma of it's a Can-Am track was all left in the background with, trophy truck first, second and third. And after doing a bit of homework, this is the first time anywhere in Australia that trophy trucks have actually been first, second, third at any event. And that just shows how rough the track gets and how hard poor it is. It starts off, Saturday, you got, Can-Ams and pro buggies and pro lights all up around the front, and the trucks just come ploughing through as it gets rough. They go from whoops to mountains.
You've been around off-road a long time now, Tony. Any bit of a tip for next weekend's Finke Desert Race?
I don't reckon you can go past Boston. Boston doesn't break. To me, we were sort of talking about it. It's, sort of been a bit of a changing of the guard, isn't it, with some of the younger ones coming through and different teams. But, Finke, you never know. It's one of those things that you can't take it easy in here. You've got to send it from start to finish. And I always say it's 50% luck. It's so many people out there send it from start to finish and, break down, But so if Boston doesn't break, I reckon he's a good chance. Obviously, Beau's definitely a chance. I don't know. I believe Travis Robinson's running a full drive. That'll be a trophy truck if that's the case. I see it in the start list there. If that's the case, well, he's going to be a weapon, isn't he?
Yeah, no worries, mate. Thanks again. Thanks for joining us on Frogs High TV and all you do for the sport. And we'll see you in around 6 weeks' time.
No worries. Can't wait to send it big time here.
I'd like to welcome back to Frogs Hollow TV, Sea Lake Club President Darren Mott. How are you, mate?
All right, Toby. How are you?
Good, going well. It's cooling off up here. What's the weather like down there in Victoria?
Beautiful and sunny. 2 degrees in the morning and 19 in the day. So, pretty cool starts here. Days are nice, but, and pretty dry.
Lovely, mate. This weekend, the Sea Lake Off-Road Club are hosting their second event of the season, the 2025 Camel Capers Nandaly 300. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, we are. We got a pretty good entry list, and at the moment we're sitting on about 54 cars. So, we're looking for a pretty good weekend. We've got a good mix of cars, and over all the classes, except for Class 3, there's no entrance in Class 3, but all the other main classes, we're sort of talking, 7 to 8 competitors in each class. So it's pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Through.
For sure. The event format, mate, hasn't changed from last year. 5 60-kilometre laps over the 2 days.
Yeah, no, we'll do 5 60K laps. We'll do 2 on Saturday, and then we'll do 1 on Sunday, and then we'll have a bit of a break, and then we'll do 2 again after that. A few ones requiring fuel. I don't think they can get the 3 full laps in with fuel, so we're going to try and run a bit of a break in there to help them out and see how we get on.
Nice. And the terrain down there, what's it going to be like? You just said before, a bit of rain forecasted for the weekend.
Yeah, no, they're forecasting showers and all that over the weekend, so that'll be a bit interesting to see, but it's mainly a sandy sort of terrain with a bit of hard stuff in it here and there, so it'll be interesting. It usually cuts up a bit, but it'll be interesting to see. At the moment it's very dry, but if we get a bit of rain on it, might make it some good racing.
And this weekend's also round 4 of the new Southern States Off-Road Club Challenge. The top 2 in the standings, Darren Nisson and Heath Whedon, making the way up from South Australia. The series is continuing its hot start, mate.
Yeah, no, very hot start, and it's just proven the blokes that are consistent are up the top. And but anyway, it's the format's 5 races over 8 events, so anyone's game still, but certainly Heath and especially Daryl and Heath are really showing that consistency's the name of the game.
Sure, another superb field taking to the track. As you said, around 55 starters this weekend, including one of the property owners, Chris Martin, Gary Turnbull's there, Dean McGinley, Rob Plant's always fast, Evan Lampard, Brendan Payne, Stevie Crow, and Peter Simpson. Have you got an early tip, mate?
Oh, well, look, there's Glenn Pike's ended actually, and Dave Middlemiss is in there. Dave had a pretty good run at Mumbana. It's a quality field. Like the top 10 or 15 cars, you've only got to have a hiccup, and it could be anyone's game, I think. Probably Evan Lampard's been proven he's pretty quick if he can hold together. Robert Plant, he's, won Poon Kerry before. Gary Turnbull, Brendan Payne, and of course, Chris Martin's a previous winner. So, it's going to be a pretty interesting thing. Daryl Nisson's always there. So local Joey Marshall.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty hotly contested up the top end.
And that event down there has only been going a few years now, Moddy. The Friday night scrutineering always looks like a good time, and then you do the presentation at the Sunday night, both at the Nandaly Hotel. Always good atmosphere down there.
Yeah, no, we try to make it. That's what we're trying to make it, a bit of a more relaxed format. So we're no early starts, and we can try and get the community involved and people involved in a small community to help out, and it's been going really well. So hopefully it'll be another success.
Very good, mate. Anyway, thanks for joining me again on Frogs Hollow TV. All the best to yourself, competing in the club on a successful running of the Nandaly 300 this weekend.
No, well, thanks for your support, Toby. It's great, and hopefully we can have another good event.
No worries.
Thank
there
you.
Go. Moddy from the Sea Lake Off-Road Club.
So that's a wrap on tonight's show. Good luck and safe racing to all those competing at both Finke and Nandaly this weekend. And more importantly, stay tuned for the next episode of Frogs Hollow TV. Cheerio.